What is up, folks? This is Aircast, and welcome back to Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Alright, so I have an interesting little tidbit here. Okay, so if you remember the Pursuer boss that we fought in the forest a couple zones ago, and that also appeared to attack us down here, you find it interesting to note that the Pursuers, there's actually more than one of them, were basically created to let's go ahead and just knock this down to take care of these guys. Yes, that is the best way to do it. Not only because it is awesome, but just because. Alright, so the Pursuers were made to capture and kill the undead. So, which is me. And any other player is going to be undead, just the way the game goes. But they were, sent out to take care of the undead because the undead were considered a plague. But they, apart from instances where they're considered bosses, they don't really appear outside of I guess 3 settings, depending on which version of New Game that you're in. But now, apparently in Scholar of the First Sin, they appear, I don't know if it's completely random, or if it's, they will appear in certain areas to try and kill you. Now, when we had one appear down there, and on my way back to the bonfire, after the last video, I had another one appear and try to kill me. I just ran. I didn't even fight him. But I think that's really, really awesome, because it adds a whole lot more depth to the history of Drangleic, and it includes the history in the actual gameplay, which I think is really awesome. And they might also just appear in this zone, because this is, pardon me, and this area was built to house and contain the spread of the plague of undead by the king. So that might be also, it might be a zone mechanic and not an overall mechanic, which is totally possible, and I think that's cool too. So they might only appear in certain zones. Alright, so if I can get this guy's attention and get him to come away from the barrel and not make it explode. Well, not that barrel, but... Alright, he's dead. Alright, so let's roll this barrel down there, and hopefully we'll get the wall to explode. Go straight. Go straight. Awesome. So that's how you break down the wall. Don't forget there are dogs down here. These annoying pesky creatures. And there's also a bonfire, which will take you back to him really quickly. Which is awesome because we'll be coming back here repeatedly, and it's just nice to have. Alright. So we'll go in here, and we got the Dull Ember early this time. So that's cool. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to go ahead and light your torch. And then place it, or light this right here. And then he'll move to sit over here on the pile of bricks. So.
Oh, why can't they all be this easy?
Yeah, he's got a little nuts.
We've got a wild one here. Shape up. Shape up, I say.
Alright, so we can go and open these chests, and then we'll warp away and then come back, and then he'll have moved. I'm still not sure if I want to actually upgrade the weapon that I'm using or not. Again, immaturity. Because it's not the weapon that I want to be using long term, but it's not that hard to get materials to upgrade, so I might go ahead and do that. Then again, this one could use, what's it, Sparkling Titanite? I'm not sure, so we'll just have to see. So then we'll go back to Macduff's workshop, and he should have moved so that we can go ahead and talk to him and give him the dull ember. Alright. Yep, he's moved. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I wanted to talk.
Oh, that's it, yes. That's the way. Dear flame, how brightly you burn. Flame, I smell flame upon you. I'm Macduff the blacksmith. All I want is a little flame. So, hand that ember to me. Right now, you imbecile.
And there's no other use for it, so there's no reason to say no.
What a marvelous ember. You've got stones, I pray. Give me stones, and I'll fortify your gear.
Alright, so he does something that Lenigrast does not. He does weapon infusions, which allows you to infuse certain aspects like light or dark or fire into a weapon. I don't think I have... Yeah, I don't have any of the stones I need to be able to do this. They're all lit up, but as you can see down underneath my selection right now, it says Old Mundane Stone, 1 out of 0. So I need another, or I need one of these to be able to do it. So I can't do that quite yet, but he does also have iron arrows in unlimited quantity. So that's a really good thing to pick up. I don't know, don't want to do that right now. Let's see. Oh, he does sell an Uchigatana, which is really nice. If you're a dex using character, that's a good weapon to go with, especially early game. Does he sell anything else that I'm really interested in right now? Not really. Let's see if I can reinforce. Yeah, it takes Twinkling Titanite. So I can't reinforce this one just yet because I don't have any of those. And I don't really care about using the other weapons at the moment, so I'm not going to worry about that. And a short bow, I would rather have a long bow. So, and I don't have any armor pieces I care to upgrade either, so we're not going to upgrade anything right now, so we'll probably go ahead and... Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and buy a bunch of these because they're going to be useful throughout the game, so... Like, holy cow, you bought that many? Yes, and I'll go through them too, so... And this actually has a Twinkling Titanite in it, I think. But still, I'm not really... Yeah. I'm not really worried about it. Because there's other weapons that I want to use that aren't that far off, so... We can go to where I want to go from here, so let's just go and go this way. Oh, forgot about the dogs. Come on. Here, doggy. You're dead. And apparently those are just going to ignore me. Come on. Are you not going to kick the barrel down? That's interesting. Okay, so I don't think you can actually backstab those guys. At least I haven't been able to. But you can stun them after so many hits. So, that's an idea. Just make sure and don't fall off here. I think we've all done it. And don't let those barrels explode and kill you. Like I almost did. Alright, so let's go ahead and head over here and face these annoying guys. Now these guys you can backstab, but being that there's two of them, that's a little harder to do. And I ran out of stamina. Oh! Well, at least it killed him and not me. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. Alright, now this door... Oh, it actually takes Frigate Branch. Okay. I don't like using them that often, but apparently they're going to be giving us a lot more, so... These guys are fairly easy to kill. Alright, so that's again something new. I hope that something new also is that there aren't so many people in here, but I kind of doubt it. Actually, this would be a fairly good time to use these. I don't really use firebombs that much because they can be useful, but at the same time they can be dangerous too. So, and they cost to buy. So you'll have them drop now and then, but they're not all that common. Oh, it didn't kill him. And these red invasion signs, or red signs, they're voluntary invasions, so you can do them to... People use them to duel, basically. So you can have the Red Phantom come in and fight you, which is kind of cool. I don't really use them, but I like the fact that they're there. I find PvP interesting, and it, kind of breaks up things, but I'm not a big PvPer when it comes to this game. Just because I find so many people are constantly like fishing for parries and stuff like that it gets old. Like if people are actually like straight up dueling, then I think that'd be cool. But people like to cheese their way through those fights, and I just find it frustrating. And these guys can be stunned as well, and they have really long swords, so they're harder to roll out of. Probably better just to block. Let's just use a life gem. We've got a boss coming up, so I don't want to use my Estus Flask more than I need to. We do have one that we can turn in, though. We'll probably do that at the end of the episode, which is still a little ways off, so don't worry about that. But, okay, so he's already coming up. Cool. I was kind of hoping he would run into it. Thankfully, we only had two come and not, like, all of them, ever. So. Do I want to use my effigy? I don't know that I do. Say, I'm getting pretty low on health. I can always use that ring, but I don't plan on being this way for long. Oh. Good. I was kind of hoping it would hit the front guy, but I wasn't sure that it would. There we go. Alright. Common fruit, that's nice. Common fruits actually aren't all that common. I guess that may be a little unsurprising, but... Oh, they didn't hit it. Oh, yeah, they did. Okay. I was like, they didn't hit the gunpowder. Darn it. And then we just stab them, and they don't. Alright, so we're not going to go through that way. We are going to go down this way. And then take care of this guy, because he tends to just kind of derp around and be frustrating. because he doesn't really want to go any certain way. And let's kill this guy. Those are built as prisons for undead. Sometimes they hold those guys that blow up. Sometimes they don't. But you just need to watch it. So let's go ahead and open the door. This is actually a shortcut for like speedrunners and things like that. We won't be using it because there's a high risk of dying. So I won't be using that. I'll just climb up this ladder. And then take care of these guys. Is there anybody to the right? I don't think so. And these guys will actually ignore you if you just kind of run to the boss, so that's a thought. You don't actually have to fight them. But I will, just because. Alright, so let's go ahead and use an Ifigi. And then I'll go ahead and do some summonings for this boss. Just use a life gem. Life gems are fairly easy to come by, so that's not that big of a deal. Alright, so let's grab this. And this is an NPC that's a caster. Basically, you want to summon NPCs whenever you can, because this one won't, but they'll often give you their armor sets if you summon them a certain number of times. So that's just something to pay attention to. Yeah, this next boss isn't very nice. I was hoping there would be another, player to summon, but apparently nobody wants to summon. Or I'm just not getting them. Nope. That's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and head in. And immediately, right off the bat, this guy's here, and he will slam the ground. And not say anything nice about you. But we have our friend. And you want a good shield for this fight, because you just don't have enough stamina to be able to roll through everything. Yeah, she does a lot of damage. But you don't want to get knocked off first, because there are 2 more of these that you have to fight, and they will join you as soon as you go down to the bottom. Okay, so there's the first one. You see that one jumping down, and then there's the other one as well. So we'll go ahead and jump down, and it does hurt you a little bit, so you need to be prepared for that. Don't let them come up behind you, because they'll certainly try to. See, the other one's over there. So we want to... Nice. We want to do as much damage as we can to these guys, but pretty much let her do the majority of the damage and just soak their attacks. So that's usually the best way to do this. There are other strategies, but I've found that this usually works best. You just need to learn their attacks and not do what I just did. Uh-oh. Yeah, see, and you take the wrong moment to drop your guard and you're dead. That's pretty much the way of it. And unfortunately, we have to fight through all those guys again, no matter which way you go. Except for if you decide that you want to take the shortcut, which... Ow. Thankfully I had my shield up, because otherwise that would have really hurt. Oh, an extra stun. Nice. Now, the shortcut's right here. We can try it once, I guess. Oh, we made it. Cool. So it does hurt us a little bit, but it is a lot shorter, as you can see. So let's go ahead up here. And as I mentioned, you can just ignore those guys if you want. do I want to try to get summoned? I kind of do. Alright, so let's go ahead and I'm going to drop my soapstone sign. So let's go ahead and do that. And then hopefully somebody will come along. But with this boss, it's kind of harder to get summons than some of the other ones because it's hard to get here. Just because all those guys, people get murdered all the time. Just trying to get here. So, yeah. But I will cut back in as soon as I get summoned. So, I will see you in a second. Alright folks, so we're getting summoned into another world. It didn't take too long. Just a couple minutes. Alright, so they have Belclair as well. Alright, so we'll wave to them and then get going in the fight with Mr. Milkshake. Alright. Hopefully not join in the middle of an attack. Oh, they're after her. Oh, and she fell down. Crap. So let's hopefully attack him as quickly as possible and get him down. Oh, don't die, dude. It seems to be lagging a bit. Alright. Which is really unfortunate. Let's say because whatever damage I do, it actually is taking a second to propagate on him. Alright, so where's the other guy? There he is. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Not at all good for this fight. Alright, he's gonna spin. Spin to win. And really, I'm just trying to make sure that this guy doesn't attack the other one. Or the, the host. Because if they both get on the host, then it's much harder than it otherwise would be. So focusing down one of them is usually a fairly good idea. But at the same time, just not having them attack the host is also a good idea. Alright, he's dead. And our duty has been fulfilled. So as you can see there are secret doors in this area. So you should make sure and open them. And we got a few extra souls, so that's always nice. Alright, so maybe this time we can find somebody of our own to summon in. Oh, there's somebody. Okay. And we will also summon in Belclair. Okay, so we got Belclair summoned in. Oh, and there is our other person. So we'll wave to them. Hello. And then we'll go ahead and head through. Okay, and since we're the host, we're going to play this a little more cautiously than we did with the other one. Because if your person that you're summoning in gets vanquished, it's not such a big deal for you. It might be for them. Because, they don't have a successful summon, so they're not going to get anything from it. But if the host dies, then it's another story. Basically, nobody gets anything, and you're just kind of out of luck. Okay, so they're both after that person. So let's run over here and get our souls. And make sure that we don't die. So they're distracting him, which is good. Which means that Belclair and I can go ahead and take down this guy. But again, we don't want to turn our backs on the other guy, because he can easily just come over and kill us. Okay, so our friend got killed, but which is it's sucky for him, but at the same time we've got it down to 1, so we shouldn't have any problem with just killing one. Provided that we don't do anything, you know, overly stupid. Okay, so let's get him away from the wall. That way I don't hit the wall and bounce off of it. Okay, so right, and then let's go and attack him. Alright, so almost dead. And there we go. Have a successful boss kill. Goodbye, Beauclair. Thanks for the help. Alright, so there are 3 doors. There's one here, one here, and then there's one over there that we will do in a second, but I want to go and get the loot out of here. Rusted coin, nothing all that fancy, but we have a lot of souls we can spend now, so I definitely want to make sure and spend those. And there's the 3rd. Alright, so there should be a ladder. Yep, there's a ladder. And there will come a point where the souls that we have now, it might seem like a lot now, but it won't even be, you know, part of a level, you know, so. Okay, so we got a spell, and then we have our final door here, which will lead us out here, and should have one more item. Some more Homer Bones. Awesome. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and head up here, up the staircase, and there should be another here, which we don't want to get killed on, because that would be really sucky. Alright. So these wooden chests, if you attack them too much, they will break. So make sure and don't do that. All you'll get is rubbish in return. And it's actually an item called rubbish. So, I want to run through here, ignore that item, until that happens. And then you can go back and get the item. Because if you just walk through there, or you stop to get the item, you'll die. So, don't do that. So, bonfire lit, and let's go ahead and head back to Majula and level up. Because we don't want to lose all these souls. That would be really, really crappy. To say the least. Alright, so.
Is that a shard you found? Here. However...
So, we'll go ahead and upgrade our Estus Flask. Can always use more uses out of it. And we'll level up. I want to take my life up to 15. And then from there... Let's go ahead and take our adaptability up as well. Now what that does is it increases a few different things. You can say it's increasing our resistances, but it's also increasing our poise by a little bit and the duration of our invulnerability frames. So that's actually really, really important. It also increases the speed at which you use your Estus Flask and a few other things. So adaptability is something that you actually do want to keep an eye on. You don't see direct what you're gaining from it isn't as noticeable as if you were to level up health or strength or endurance and stuff like that, but it is really important. So I do suggest that you do keep an eye on it. You don't want to leave it down at 0 or 5 in my case, because it would not be a good thing. Really, the most important thing that it does is increase how fast you use your Estus Flask or any other items, because as you move on through the bosses and through the world, your gaps between attacks from the bosses is mostly going to decrease. So You need to have faster uses on your Estus Flask, otherwise you just die while you're using it. But yeah, so I think that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.